Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rachakudash, double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone, which are the men that rule well, and the men that taught us the truth. Peace, blessings, salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, the title, Lord willing, of this will be for the new brothers. Just reading the book of Sirach, the 3rd chapter, and, just wanted to, give a piece of advice for you brothers that may be on the outside, listening, waiting to come into the camp and things like that. Okay? So, the first thing, especially needs to be mentioned, off break is, the book of Psalms, man. I wanted to bring this out. Psalms 32:9. Be ye not as the horse, or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Right. One thing we don't want to be, because at first when you come into this, you don't have understanding. You have knowledge. You might think you have understanding, but truth be told, when you're first coming up, man, you're just a parrot. Okay, you're just imitating, your teachers right now. You're not really in a state to where you have complete understanding of what you're talking about all the time. You might you might more than likely understand that you're an Israelite, and you can prove it and things like that. But for the most part, you're very surface level. You're not too deep. You don't really know a lot. And if you do know, you don't understand everything that you know. Because I remember when I was first coming up, when I first learned how to prove I was an Israelite, and I learned about, things like the heavier topics like World War III. Now a few years in, I realized back then I didn't know much about it or understand it. And even just now, I'm getting more understanding of being an Israelite, because it goes further back than just being Yasharallah. At one point, we were known as the sons of God, and I didn't know that when I first came up. I thought it's just Israel and that's it, but nah, we go back all the way to Adam, and things like that. So it says, be ye not as the mule, as the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, right? Those are animals that, when they're not bridled and when they're not broken in, they act rambunctious. They act wild. We don't want to be that. We want to be bridled, right? We want to be we want to be bridled correctly in righteousness, man. Meaning we want to go according to the scriptures. We don't want to be as those animals which have no understanding. They just all they know is, go and stop, stop, go, eat, sleep, drink water, eat food, we don't want to be, we want to be able to think in this truth, man. All right. We must always remain meek and humble. I just made a lesson on being meek. We need that meekness, especially if you're a new brother, man. If you're a new brother, man, you need humility. That's number one. I don't know, we don't know how you are or how you were when you were in the world, but in this truth, when you come into this, man, your best bet, just be humble. It'll take you very far. Sirach 3:17, my son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. Who are those that are approved? The men in the camps, the men, especially if you're at a camp where, the head or the those in command have been in it for a decade and some change. Those are men that are approved of the Lord, man. All right. And you have to be meek. What's the business that we in, the serving Yahweh and Yahweh Shai? This is a business, right? Well, let's continue in it with meekness. Okay, so that's why it says, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. Yeah, humility will get you a very long way, man. That's a big thing, man. We got to be humble. All right, Sirach 3:18, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Yeah, because the longer you're in this, you become greater, not in the sense that, in an unrighteous sense, but you do become, a greater man. You become a man, a real man, according to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You become more furnished. Your mind gets stronger, things like that. You do become greater, You, even within the congregation, your video might get posted by an elder and things like that. I remember when that happened to me, man, the only thing I could think about is, Lord, please give me more humility. I don't want this to get to my head and things like that, right? Those are things that came to my mind. And that's how you have to be, man. You have to put on that humility and meekness. It's part of the attributes, actually, of being of the elect. In Colossians 3 and 12, I urge you brothers to read it. I beseech you brothers to read it, It says, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Yeah, the more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the Lord blesses you with, man. Be more humble, because we don't want that taken away. The scriptures say wisdom is more precious than rubies, right? We don't want this wisdom taken away. It's more precious than these earthly riches. It says, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Yeah, if you want favor before Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, humble yourself, because he's the one that exalted you in the first place. All right. Verse 19, many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek, right? See, meekness, if you have that humility, mysteries will be revealed to you. You see, for example, look at the richest men on this earth, right? The physically rich, they have all those things, but they don't have this true knowledge. And even if, let's say, your favorite rapper that's wealthy knows he's an Israelite, he doesn't have the mysteries of the scriptures. He just knows he's an Israelite, He might still call himself black. You still in darkness if you're doing that, So, many are in high places and of renown, but the mysteries really are revealed unto the meek, the lowly, all right? It says, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly, right? Only the lowest men are honoring the Lord right now. Let's be real. Who the elders and apostles, those are meek men, okay? To us, we honor them greatly, but they're still the lowly of this earth right now, carnally speaking, because spiritually they're great men, and we know that, right? It says, verse 28, once again, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly, right? The lowly men are honoring Yahweh and Yahweh Shai right now, right? And that's what we ought to be doing, honoring the Lord, okay? Like I said, this is for the new brothers, man. For those of you that are coming into this faith, these are things that we must put on. When you start reading the scriptures, it's for you to apply it into your life. The order is what? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? First comes the knowledge. Wisdom is when you put that knowledge into practice, and understanding is when you finally get the gist of what's going on and get the gist of, or you get the substance, because that's the word. Understanding means substance, and substance means understanding. Sub means under, stance means to stand. Understanding, right? Only when you apply the knowledge do you get the understanding, and this really becomes, because substance is likened unto riches, right? A substance is like money, right? Well, this wisdom, that's why this wisdom is substance, because once you have the understanding, it then becomes your riches, because now it's like it's tangible to you, but it's in your spirit. Now you know how to use it all the time. You can always bank on wisdom, all right? It says the reason you can bank on it is because it can get you out of situations. It can get you in a better living situation. Trust and believe that, man. It says, verse 21, just a quick mention through the Spirit. Sirach 3:21, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee. That's a big one, man. All right, you young brothers, there's nothing wrong with going into the deeper things. Just keep it surface level, okay? Get some knowledge, know the precepts that link, but don't try to go too deep when you're not ready for it, okay? You don't want to vomit it up, okay? If you don't understand the deep things about the creation, then chill out. You don't got to go into it yet. Get the behavioral scriptures in your mind. Learn how to move through the Spirit, all right? You don't got to know, the very, very deep things in the book of Genesis if you still don't know to be quiet when another man is speaking. You see what I mean? You have to don't seek out the things that are too hard for thee. If you feel like something is too hard for you, then don't do it. Wait till the Lord allows you to do it, okay? It says, neither search the things that are above thy strength, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret, right? The hidden manna and things like that, man. Wait on the Lord. For example, if you don't understand, something deep in the scriptures. Don't sit there and think too hard to try to get it. Maybe the Lord just doesn't want to reveal it to you until later. I know I can say when the book of Habakkuk, I was super into it and I wanted to understand the whole book. But, the Lord didn't allow me to get certain parts of it until a few months after I went through a certain trial. That's just what I noticed through the Spirit. All right. So it says, it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Yeah, sometimes, the deeper things, it's not time for you to get it yet. And don't be discouraged. It doesn't mean you're not part of the elect. It just means it's just not time for you to get it yet. Okay? To be part of the elect, it doesn't mean that you know every single thing, off break. When you first come in, super duper Israelite, super soldier Israelite that knows every single precept by heart. Nah. It's take your time and eat this at a good pace, and I'm speaking metaphorically. Verse 23, this is very important. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand, right? Those you can apply this to the deeper things of the scriptures, man. More things are showed to you than what the average Israelite knows. So the things that you have, man, be thankful for it, okay? And don't be, curious in unnecessary matters, man. Don't be into things that don't concern you, all right? Verse 24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Yeah, you don't want to go into deep things and then think that you got the breakdown right. Next thing you know, you're teaching something different. We don't want to go through that, man. We don't want that, all right? We don't want to be deceived by our own vain opinion, okay? Vain means empty, all right? And evil suspicions do throw off judgment. Next thing you know, you're teaching the wrong thing. Your own breakdown, thinking it's of the Lord when it's not. We don't want that, man. Verse 25, last verse. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast. Right? You don't got to be telling this to everybody, man. That's one way you can apply it. Don't let everybody know, man. Truth be told, even in your family, sometimes you don't even want to tell all your family, man, or your woman. Don't tell them everything that you know. A lot of this knowledge should be just kept to yourself, man. Truth be told. All right? So this is just, something that I wanted to bring out through the Spirit. I was reading this book. The book I was reading, Sirach. And through the Spirit, just wanted to make these. The Lord, blessed me with, the Spirit to make this video. So I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Bashem Akakwadash, and double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone. Gentlemen that rule well, man, who taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.